Good afternoon and welcome. It falls to me to welcome you to the 2020 Honors Convocation. This is one of Susie's and my very special days in the life of the institution each and every year. We're doing it differently this year, but we are doing it to be sure. This is a special afternoon, and it is a good and a right thing for us to have such a moment in the life of the institution where we honor each year high achievement. It's right and good to hear from two of our fellow students who will talk about their experience at Center College, and it will be a terrific set of remarks, I am sure. And it's good and it's right to come together at the close of the spring term each and every year, maybe particularly this year, which has been a very challenging time in the life of the institution, the life of our nation, and the life of our world. So welcome to Honors Convocation 2020. A good day to be sure.
My name is Ellen Goldie. I am the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the College here at Center College. Today, I welcome you to the 2020 Honors Convocation, a day where normally we're all together to celebrate the high achievements of students, faculty, staff, who have just shown exemplary commitments to the college, to their academic pursuits, and to each other. This is a special day, and I am so sorry we can't be together. But I do want to acknowledge that it doesn't diminish how proud we are of all of our students, and in particular, these students that have been recognized for their high achievement.
Another of the special moments in the annual Honors Convocation are the two speeches provided to us by members of the class of 2020. These two students are selected by the senior class and nominated by members of our faculty. The first speaker will be Evan Iroko, class of 2020. Evan is an anthropology sociology major with a minor in film studies from Salem, Massachusetts. He is a Posse Scholar, a John C. Young Scholar, a Center Ambassador with the Admission Office, a Residence Director, and President of the Humans of Center College. Following graduation, he will be in Japan teaching English as an assistant language teacher with the Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. We are very proud of Evan and delighted to have him be a part of today's event.
Greetings to everyone watching, wherever you may be. Before I begin, and on behalf of the Center College student body, I'd like to thank all the first responders around the world. These are the people who have been devoting their time, intellect, and skill sets toward those in need during this overwhelming and unexpected time. We are grateful for you all, for what you have done and for what you will continue to do. We will continue to have you all in our thoughts and in our prayers. When I learned I was chosen by my center community to give a speech for this year's virtual honors convocation, I was truly honored, but truly nervous. I was eager to type a speech that could empower all of you watching in the midst of these tough times. So, I got to work and put my mind in the right place to type the following message for my fellow students. Take a long, deep breath. Think back to the day that you found out you were going to college. Now, think specifically to the moment you decided to accept the offer to attend Center College. Many of you may have felt a feeling of excitement and anxiety with the thought of finally breaking free from your overprotective but loving families. Breaking free from your outdated routines and lives as high school students to become a free-spirited, independent college student for the next 4 years. Many of you may have felt more sadness at the thought of leaving your home and longtime friends. And the rest of you may still have been trying to process how in the world you ended up on your way to Danville, Kentucky for college. That was definitely me. Regardless of how you felt, you made it to campus, made it through orientation week, began your first week of classes, and most likely took a long nap that same Friday, partied hard that weekend, and then officially began a week filled with classes, study sessions, athletics, the list can go on. But let me ask you this. Since your first week of college, how much have you transformed? How much have you learned about yourself and about the world around you? Speaking from personal experience, I can tell you that ever since Wednesday, August 29th, 2016, the day I first set foot on campus, I've learned so much about myself and about the world around me. But most of all, during my time at Center, I've learned about how to always have faith in humanity, in our potential to do extraordinary things and be extraordinary people. Learning this was not easy for me. Like most of you, I had difficult conversations in and out of the classroom about issues like racism, mass incarceration, poverty, human trafficking, gun violence, global warming, and much, much more. One of the most difficult and uncomfortable discussions I experienced occurred in 2017, during my first Posse Plus retreat. The theme for that year was us versus them, and the event was not long after Donald Trump was sworn into office. Some of the older scholars at the time told us there would be a lot of tears. I remember my friends and I asking each other, "Yo, you think you're gonna cry?" Many of us were like, "Nah, we'll be fine." Long story short, I definitely cried. Personal experiences were met with harsh but valid criticisms, but wisdom was spread. Love was shared, and a tremendous amount of hope for the future was born. Because of events like this, because of the tough conversations and the strong and meaningful relationships I've been a part of at Center, I've learned to stay hopeful within a world that can be extremely dark. I've been motivated to leave a lasting legacy in this world before I leave it. And all of this would not have been possible without you all, my fellow students, my friends, my professors, faculty members, and staff members who worked so hard to take care of me throughout the past few years. You all are people who have taught me how to never give up. Those of you who know me well know that I'm obsessed with superheroes. Within these last few years, I've exposed myself to so much superhero content, ranging from movies like Black Panther, Avengers Endgame, to comic book stories like Superman's Secret Identity. But more importantly, I've come to meet and befriend new heroes. I began this speech by thanking our first responders. They are our everyday heroes. And like them, you students are heroes. American professor of literature Joseph Campbell once said that a hero is someone who has given their life to something bigger than oneself. I can say with confidence that most of you all of you students, have done this during your time at Center and will continue to do this in your future lives. So, take the following 4 words to heart. You are a hero. Heroes who were called to an adventure right when you opened your acceptance letters. Heroes who have experienced a plethora of trials ranging from pulling all-nighters to finish last-minute assignments, fiercely battling another team during an athletic game, helping a friend cope after a traumatic event, and, most recently, dealing with having your year cut short due to a terrible pandemic. You all have gone through a variety of unique and overwhelming obstacles that you probably thought you'd never overcome. But you did. And in the process, you inspired your fellow peers to do their best and be their best. You gave me hope that the future of our nation and our world is in good hands. And to that I say thank you. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up on campus, stepped into a classroom and thought to myself, damn, these students are really hardworking and smart. This experience most recently happened to me in my anthropology seminar class. My classmates and I were tasked to develop several written pieces that were about a topic of our choice, as long as it somehow related to anthropology or sociology, of course. To say that the work my classmates produced was amazing is truly an understatement. They wrote about things relating to decolonization, the local food movement, survivor advocacy in relation to Title IX, and much more. I am confident that they will continue to bring public issues to light and call people to attention for social change. As students, I believe we all have a powerful and beautiful responsibility to use the skills and knowledge we have acquired throughout our educational careers to help people in need, to elevate voices who have been silenced, to inspire the next generation of students, doctors, lawyers, professors, and social scientists who will eventually take our place when our time on this earth is up. We have the power to be heroes who risk our lives and reach out into the dangers of this world. hearers who serve as allies to those who are in need of a helping hand. And I have an incredible amount of faith in every single one of you students that you have the potential to leave a positive and lasting impact in the world before you leave it. So, to all you students watching, specifically to my fellow class of 2020 seniors, I want to remind you all to 1, be kind and be patient with those around you, because you may never know what the next person has gone through. 2, be you. Don't let anyone else tell you who or what you are not. And 3, be proud of your accomplishments. Share your gifts, your intellect, your privileges, your passions. Share your you with the world. Before I conclude, I would like to share my favorite quote, life's motto, from my favorite film, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And I ask that after hearing this quote, you take time to reflect on its relevance to your own life. To see the world, things dangerous to come to. To see behind walls, draw closer, to find each other and to feel. That is the purpose of life. Thank you.
Our second speaker will be Grant Spicer, class of 2020. Grant is a double major in politics and economics and finance from Indianapolis, Indiana. At Center, he has been Speaker of the House for Student Government, Secretary for Student Judiciary, and a senior interview and Center Ambassador with the Admission Office. Grant also sits on the College Council. Following graduation, he will attend the University of Florida Levin College of Law in Gainesville with a focus on business and corporate law transaction. Ladies and gentlemen, Susie and I are so pleased that these two young people will be our speakers in this Honors Convocation 2020.
Actions speak louder than words, right? I would wager we've all heard this saying at some point or another. But if there's anything Center has taught us, it's the importance of asking questions even of those things about which we seem sure, because you never know what new lesson will reveal itself when you change your perspective. So, instead of treating this phrase as conventional wisdom, what if we asked a couple questions of it? First, why are we so quick to dismiss the importance of our language? And second, if this is true, then why do we hold celebrations like this, where all we have to offer are our words? Why are TED Talks and lectures so popular? And why are silent movies not breaking box office records? However crude those examples may seem to you now, what I hope to convey is our inextricable connection with words and the power they hold over our thoughts, emotions, and perspective in life. My fascination with words and their meanings began at a rather young age. I'm the son of an English major and the grandson of an English professor, so there were no shortages of verbal lessons being given in my house and at family gatherings. However, it was not until my grandfather's memorial service a few years ago that I fully understood the extent of language's power. A tradition in my house is, and in my family, is videotaping all of our special events, birthdays, vacations, graduations, and the like. My father's family even took it one step further and would interview each other periodically to provide whoever would be watching later an update of what was going on in their life at that time. My cousin is in filmmaking and miraculously stumbled upon many of those interview tapes and compiled a movie of sorts, remembering my grandfather for the memorial. One interview stood out to me and completely changed the way I use my language. In one interview, my grandfather was talking about his lessons and how good diction is one of the most important things a writer or speaker can master. Because to him, words are like his best friends. So when he speaks or writes, the words he ends up saying or writing mean a great deal because he is sharing his best friends with you. I never could have been able to describe it as such without hearing it first, but when I heard that, I realized that is how I feel about words too. When I speak or write, I'm sharing my best friends with you. So you know everything I say and everything I write, I mean, because these are my friends. I choose them carefully. Now, I know somewhere out there, one of my previous professors is saying, I've read your writing. You might want to work on finding some better friends for next time. Well, fair enough. But aside from being a brilliantly beautiful way to describe verbal communication, I think it makes sense. Words can behave just the same as normal friends do. Sometimes your friends are loud. Well, he's a boisterous, rambunctious individual. Sometimes your friends are quiet. The calm breeze danced across my skin. Sometimes your friends can exaggerate. I've definitely mastered Microsoft Excel. Sometimes your friends are not there when you need them. We call that writer's block. Sometimes your friends like to disguise themselves and play tricks on you. If you, like I, have ever read chaos as chouse and misled as misled in your head, you know this fact well. Sometimes your friends can get you into trouble. You look different. Have you gained weight? Sometimes your friends can save you from trouble. You look different. Have you lost weight? Sometimes your friends can hurt. I will never be good enough. It's pointless. Sometimes your friends can heal. You are enough. You are not alone. While a bit corny, Professor Dumbledore describes it perfectly. Quote, "Words are, in my not so humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic, capable of both inflicting injury and remedying it." End quote. But these examples do not just exist out in the ether. We witness them every single day. The importance of our language, and more specifically how we use it, is illustrated in our characterization of center as a community or family rather than just a campus. It's illustrated in why we call first years and not freshmen. And it's illustrated in Professor Feeberg administering great opportunities rather than exams and small opportunities rather than quizzes. The way in which we use our words speaks volumes about who we are and what we value. And right now, words are all we have. They are the strings which are binding our community together. They are our great archives in life, carrying with them the memories of meeting President Rausch and Susie for the first time, attending your first convocation, or adventuring abroad with a class. The emotions of seeing your older friends graduate, winning a conference championship with your team, or enduring the hardships of life alongside your friends. And the joy of declaring your major, receiving your advisor, obtaining your first internship, or maybe getting Tony to remember your name and order when he worked in the omelet line. In a word, they carry the weight of our lives, annals of our past and present, pavers directing our future course. Words, whether you realize it or not, mean a great deal to us and can significantly affect the way we see ourselves, others, and the world around us. I mean, another saying I'm sure we all have heard is, if you say you're going to fail, you probably will. Why is that? It might be because we internalize words. Words said to us and about us, words said about others, words said about a situation, place, object, or idea. It's the reason some of us still remember those hurtful things bullies would say about us. It's the reason some of us still remember the glowing remarks a professor or coach gave us after a job well done. And it's the reason that some of us still remember the first time we heard or said, "I love you" to someone. That is some awesome power in the literal sense of the word. The fact that you can actually change the way someone thinks or feels or acts with your words is mind-boggling. That's why I believe, contrary to the saying, that your words can actually shape your actions. If you enter a situation thinking you're describing it as worthless and a waste of time, I guarantee you are more likely to act disinterested and annoyed. But as we've seen, words can work both ways, so why not use them to positively influence your perspective? Go into a class not viewing it as a blow-off, but an opportunity to really engage with the material and learn to learn, rather than worrying about the grade. Don't say hi, how are you, just to be cordial. Really ask them because you're genuinely interested in the answer. Consciously make it a point to compliment someone every day on something traditionally seen as mundane. If you saw a presentation you liked, well, why not tell them you liked it? If someone says something interesting you hadn't thought of in class, tell them you appreciated their insight. If you see someone hold the door for someone else, tell them you saw and recognized their kindness. The best part is, it is not difficult at all, and the rewards benefit the entire community. It's not difficult to say one nice thing to someone every day, and then your nice comment might lead back to a nice comment to you or to someone else. So, in one genuine compliment or recognition, you not just change one person's perspective of that day, but you have the potential to change a whole day's worth of interactions of perspectives. Kindness is a habit, and words part of its vehicle. The words we use to think about and describe ourselves, others, and ideas directly influence how we act toward those entities as well. Through our language, We consciously dictate and shape our perspective of what we see and how we choose to experience it. So kindness in our thought and perspective can lead to kindness in our actions, which is then reflected by others and can lead to greater kindness in the community. But it starts with us. Now, however, perhaps most importantly, it is not only about the language we produce, but the language of others we seek out to reflect and describe our own perspective. I like to say there's not a single person on Center's campus from whom I have not learned something. And in that spirit, if there's one thing I have learned, it's that age has nothing to do with the ability to teach. It is not just our elders who have lessons for us, though they have many. Do not be afraid to learn from those younger than you, or even your same age, because a person is a person, and sometimes another person can say something better than you can. I was actually reminded of this fact while writing this speech. I came to reflect on our class of 2020 motto, and how appropriate it is now, given our current situation. Now, in case you've forgotten, when the class of 2020 entered Center, we chose an excerpt from Alfred Lord Tennyson's Ulysses as our class motto. Quote, "To strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield," end quote. However, I find the entire conclusion to the poem to be even more poignant a lesson, even now, especially now. It reads, quote, "Though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield," end quote. In times of hardship and uncertainty, from pandemics to graduating college, we are all faced with a choice. Let us learn from Ulysses and choose to strive. Continue to do your best, be your best, with no regrets. To seek, utilize your center education to embark on a lifetime of learning. To find, to explore, remembering Center lives not just in Danville, but in the hearts of her stewards across the globe. When the time comes, go find those places. Go find what truly is this global community of which we are a part, and go find your place in it. And not to yield. Love, learn, and live fearlessly, because as this situation has shown us, nothing is given. But though much is taken, much abides. Do not stop for that which is taken. Only pause, so that you may always continue your search for that which abides. Never cease your pursuit of and appreciation for the little things which make life worth living. Because while a moment may be fleeting, memories last a lifetime. And every day, each day, brings an opportunity for a new memory, a new word, a new friend, a new lesson. So let us greet and live those days in the manner in which Center has prepared us to, unyieldingly and with no regrets.
At this time, I take an opportunity to recognize those students receiving college-wide awards and note that these students also will be receiving a check in the mail that's associated with their award. The first award goes to Anapriti Kunwar for the 2020 Alumni Association Prize, given to a sophomore who clearly shows the academic and personal standards of Center College. Congratulations. The 2020 Amanda O. Rhodes Alumni Prize is awarded to Stephanie Nairoko Akoto Bamfo, given to an outstanding junior. Congratulations, Stephanie. The 2020 Fred M. Vinson Honors Award is presented to Caitlin Nicole Freeman, the senior who is most outstanding in scholastic, athletic, and extracurricular pursuits. Congratulations, Caitlin. The 2020 John Howard Duff Jr. Memorial Prize is awarded to Luke Harrell Martin, an outstanding junior exemplifying participation in all aspects of college life. The 2020 John Marshall Harlan Award is awarded to Catherine Elizabeth Leahy, the junior who most conspicuously displays the quality of leadership. Congratulations. The Leslie Randolph Boyd Civic Service Award for 2020 is actually presented to two students this year, Catherine Scarlett Diaz Garcia and Anna Grace Bushong, two junior students who have shown the most serious interest, concern, and activity in furthering the philanthropic, cultural, or civic development of Danville and Boyle County. Congratulations and thank you to you both. The 2020 Ormond Beatty Alumni Prize is awarded to Lainey Madison Taylor, a senior with a distinguished record. The 2020 Owsley Rochester Award is awarded to Rachel Louise Moore, an outstanding junior or senior each year. The 2020 Paula M. Crumby Memorial Prize is awarded to Princess Aku Shika Alati, a senior who exhibits excellence of character, leadership, and academic achievement. Congratulations, Princess. The 2020 Richard Stanford Watson Jr. Memorial Award is presented to Alexander Allen Wright, a male sophomore who exemplifies campus citizenship of the highest order. The 2020 Robert Dale Holmes Memorial Prize is awarded to Brandon Terrell Clay, the freshman who, by improvement of their work, diligence of character, reveals most clearly the value of college training and the spirit of the college. Congratulations. The 2020 Max P. Kavnas Prize is presented to Manasseh Vijay Cannon, the best loved and most respected senior woman. Congratulations. And the last student award that I'll present is the 2020 Max P. Kavnas Prize to Henry William Snyder for being the best loved and most respected senior man. Congratulations, Henry. And now it is my distinct pleasure to make awards that are actually selected by the Student Government Association. The first, the C. Eric Mount Jr. Award, is presented to a faculty member who, quote, exemplifies outstanding dedication and leadership beyond the classroom, close quote. And this year, that prize is awarded to Dr. Lori Hartman, Director of the Center for Global Citizenship and the Frank B. and Virginia B. Howard Professor of International Studies. Congratulations, Lori. The second of the two Student Government Association awards is the Brad Hundley Award, established by the Student Government Association in 2004 in honor of a beloved public safety officer. This award recognizes a staff person who goes above and beyond the call of duty. This year, the award goes to Cheryl Burton, LPN at the Parsons Center for Student Health and Counseling. Congratulations, Cheryl.
The winners of Programs Awards will now scroll by in alphabetical order by name of prize. Please join me in congratulating these students. Center College has chapters of a number of national and international honor societies, including Phi Beta Kappa and Omicron Delta Kappa. Please join me in congratulating all of the new inductees into these honor societies. The John C. Young Scholars Program was established in 1989 to encourage independent study and research. Please join me in congratulating the John C. Young Scholars for the 2021 academic year. Junior marshals are the 19 students with the highest academic standing in the junior class. The president of the Student Government Association is an honorary junior marshal. They serve at commencement and other college ceremonies. Please join me in congratulating this year's junior marshals.
Thank you so much for listening in, attending, if you will, this honors convocation. Again, we look forward to being back together on campus, but we're so very, very proud of all of the recipients of awards across programs, offices. Thank you for all of the good work that you have done that distinguished you from among all of our remarkable students. Thank you so much.
If I might, let me offer up some closing words in what will be, for Susie and me, our final 2020 honors convocation. And I want to do something that would perhaps stick with you as you go forward on this particular evening. I have often wondered over the past year or more, particularly as we were celebrating our bicentennial, how people will know us 100 years out. I'm left to wonder what they, the men and women of Center College in the next 100 years, will say of us. How will they know us? How will the college and its people be remembered? My hope, short and sweet, is that those who follow us by a century will note that we care deeply about this place, our place, that we combined rigor alongside joy, that we were kind and generous with each other, that our focus was singularly on building an undergraduate experience that change lives of students for the good and forever. That we imagined always that Center College's future would be brighter than its current, always aimed at preparing tomorrow's citizen leaders, you young people, in all walks of life, as the college marches through its third century. That's what Susie and I will think about as we take off in a different direction on July 1st. It has been an honor, a pleasure, and a blessing to be among you.